You're watching Mia Mangoes, the channel where we talk about books, comics, My Little Pony, and whatever else my brain decides to hyperfixate on this week. We'll also dive into today's world topics, overanalyze fictional characters, and maybe accidentally learn something. And don't worry, no matter how messy the journey is, there's always a lesson at the end. Let's get into it. Today we're breaking down The Great Gatsby, the story of obsession, wealth, and the so-called American dream that isn't what it seems. We'll cover the plot, the characters, and why this book still matters today. And by the end, you'll get the chaos. And yes, there's a lesson in all of it. Now, before we completely dive in, I just want to give you a feel of the characters. So, Nick Carraway is basically your group chat friend who just watches everything unfold, but literally does nothing about it. Great Gatsby is rich, mysterious, and hopelessly obsessed with someone who metaphorically won't text him back. Daisy Buchanan is pretty, privileged, and emotionally ghosting everybody. Tom Buchanan is loud, cheating, and he thinks he's the main character. Jordan Baker is morally flexible and somehow manages to survive everything. Myrtle Wilson wants more, goes too far, and sadly pays the price. And George Wilson is basically an innocent victim who genuinely does not deserve anything that is happening in this whole story. He should be left out of it. I am so sorry, George. So here's what actually happens in The Great Gatsby. Nick Carraway moves from the Midwest to West Egg, New York to start a finance career. He rents a small house next to Great Gatsby, a mysterious millionaire who throws huge parties every weekend for strangers. As Nick observes, at least once a fortnight, a corps of caterers came down with several hundred feet of canvas and enough colored lights to make a Christmas tree of Gatsby's enormous garden. Gatsby is obsessed with Daisy Buchanan, Nick's cousin, who lives across the bay with her husband, Tom, loud, entitled, and cheating. Gatsby believes he can recreate the past and win Daisy back. As he tells Nick, "Can't repeat the past? Why, of course you can." Things blow up during a trip to New York when Tom, Gatsby, and Daisy confront each other at the Plaza Hotel. Tom exposes Gatsby's illegal business. Daisy hesitates and tensions spiral. On the way home, Daisy accidentally hits Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress, with Gatsby's car, killing her. Gatsby takes the blame and waits outside Daisy's house all night. George Wilson, on the other hand, misled by Tom, believes Gatsby was both the driver and Myrtle's lover. He shoots Gatsby in the pool and then kills himself. Daisy and Tom skip town, leaving Nick to handle Gatsby's funeral, which almost no one attends. Nick reflects they were careless people. Tom and Daisy, they smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back to their money or their vast carelessness, or whatever it was that kept them together. By the end, Nick leaves New York disgusted, realizing rich people can destroy lives and walk away. Gatsby dies, chasing a dream that never existed, and Nick closes with a haunting reflection. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. The book is a story about people chasing impossible dreams, boats against the current. Now that we have both the characters and the actual plot of the book discussed, let's get into the real theme of The Great Gatsby. Because this book was not written to be a pretty love story, it was written to expose one huge idea America has been selling for over a century, that if you work hard enough, you can have anything. And honestly, the book spends 180 pages proving that's just not true. Gatsby is the perfect example. He starts with nothing. No money, no family name, no connections, and he hustles himself into a version of the American dream that looks flawless. Mansion, money, celebrity, a full guest list of strangers that treat his house like Coachella. On the outside, it looks like he made it. But here's the catch. The American dream doesn't actually care how hard you work. It cares where you started. And Gatsby started on the wrong side of the map. He built his whole life trying to reach Daisy, a person who grew up wrapped in wealth and protection. She doesn't have to fight for anything. She doesn't have to reinvent herself. She doesn't even have to deal with the consequences of her own actions. She just seems to exist, and everything falls into place for her. That right there is the scam. The American dream pretends the playing field is equal, but the book shows that the people at the top stay at the top, not because they deserve it, but because the system quietly makes sure they never fall. Meanwhile, people like Gatsby can do everything right, grind harder than everyone, sacrifice everything, and still lose because they weren't born into the right class. It's not failure, it's a rigged game. Look at the ending. Gatsby dies for a crime he didn't commit. Daisy hides behind Tom hides behind his money, and Nick is the only one who sees the truth, that these people walk through life breaking things and letting everyone else clean it up. If that is not a metaphor for the American dream being a lie, I don't know what is. Now, here's where this gets uncomfortable, because this didn't stay a 1920s problem. It's still happening right now. People are still chasing images, still comparing themselves to people with advantages they'll never have, still believing that if they just work harder, they'll finally arrive. But the reality, the cost of living is insane. People are taking on debt trying to get ahead. Everything from housing to jobs to healthcare is tilted towards people who already started with generational safety nets. You can grind 24/7 in 2025 and still not cross the same finish line someone else was born next to. And yet society keeps telling you, try harder, hustle more, manifest success, as if manifesting is suddenly going to give you a down payment on a house. And that's why The Great Gatsby still hits, because the dream people chase today, the aesthetic success, the perfect life, the I made it fantasy, is the same illusion Gatsby died chasing. It's the same trapped, wrapped in different packaging. We don't have speakeasies anymore. We have curated feeds. We have influencers selling lifestyles they don't even have. We have the modern vision of the green light that one day you'll be told to chase, because if you get it, you'll finally be happy. It's all the same lie. And here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. Gatsby's dream didn't destroy him. Believing the dream was real did. He wasn't wrong for wanting love or a better life. He was wrong to assume America would operate like a fairy tale. It didn't in the 1920s, it still doesn't now. So yeah, that's a theme. The American dream is a lie we keep telling, because admitting the system is unfair is scarier than pretending hard work fixes everything. And that is The Great Gatsby, a book about a man who believed the wrong promise and a world that hasn't changed as much as we'd like to think.